Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Happy day. Happy day. Happy day. Happy Thursday. Lord, the time flies. Like, I feel like we were just celebrating on Monday and it's already Thursday, right? Like, where does the time go on this holiday week? So, the great thing is that Friday is just around the corner for those of you who are looking forward to the weekend. So, Friday's just around the corner. It's almost here, right? So, good morning. I hope that you are doing great today. What am I doing today? I am excited about this particular show because I get an opportunity to be able to edify my sisters today. So that there is nothing that excites me more than being able to edify. It is not through me. I mean, I'm an advocate. I'm a supporter. I'm an encourager. But listen, this goes a little bit beyond me. I actually have a friend who and y'all, we go back. So some people, inevitably when I say this, I always have people asking me, "Well, what's your relationship to such and such?" Y'all, I have female friends. I have guy friends. I have female friends. I have guy friends. Let me say that again. I have female friends. I have guy friends. So when I tell you it's a friend, it's a friend. Because inevitably, whenever I come on here and say, I've got a friend or I've got this, my guy so and so or my friend so and so, it's always like, well, how do you know him? What's going on? When I tell you it's a friend, it's a friend. Y'all, I'm a social person. I have lots of friends and I respect that. I'm not dating anybody right now, so you can trust that. So I just have lots of friends. I think that's a blessing, don't you? I think it's a blessing to have a whole bunch of friends, guys and young ladies. So anyway, with that in mind, and I hope that you all can hear me. Let me run a little check really quickly. I'm seeing. I know I have someone who's on, but are you able to hear me? Can you give me any? Hold on a second. I'll figure. I can. Just heard it online. All right. So you all know. Yep. Just heard it online. I know we're good. So you all heard, and let me go ahead and get TikTok started this morning too. So we've been doing a lot of talk about relationships and otherwise, my friends. We've been doing a lot of talk about relationships. Good morning, TikTok. How are you? We're doing a lot of talk about relationships and all of that otherwise. And I just had a gentleman, I asked very specifically. Now, now let me just tell the truth on you. Most of you all, most of you all didn't do what I asked you to do. Hey, TikTok, you get a pass because I'm not talking to you. TikTok, you get a pass. I'm not talking to you, right? Because I didn't put the issue before you on TikTok. But most of you did not do what I asked you to do. No, I asked you to edify. I did two separate posts. Let me tell on you. Two separate posts. I asked my gentleman, what is the best thing about loving an African American woman? Most of the guys who get on there and comment, yeah, I'm calling you out. You get on there and comment about drama and crazy or calling out a sister who's done this or who's done that. Yeah, we're all for that. But when it comes to um but when it comes to me asking you for some to encourage our sisters, man, it was quiet. It was quiet. It was quiet. Oh, but sisters don't celebrate. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 don't celebrate because I asked you. Hey, sisters, I would love for you to, and Lord, I need to put on glasses. I'm always trying to look at this and not do glass. But sisters, I asked you. I said that in TikTok, I'm talking to my folks on Facebook, just talking to them as a big sis right now, as a friend. Because I asked my sisters, hey sisters, what's the best thing about loving an African American male? And clearly, and clearly, some of you responded. A very small number of you responded. Some of you responded. And for those of you who did respond and tell us what you loved about an African American woman, for those of you who responded and told us what you loved about an African American man, I appreciate you. And TikTok, here's what you can do for me. Can you share with me the things that you love about loving an African American man or woman? No knock against any other community. You do understand that, right? No knock against any other community. No, that's not what this is. We need to edify one another as African American men and women. So what is so I asked the best thing about loving an African American man or an African American woman, right? My folks on Facebook, some of them did, some of them didn't. But anyway, out of that, let me get off that. I still love you. I still love you. Listen to me. I still love you. I'm still your champion. But I'm also going to get on you and call you out when you don't do what I ask you to do. Yep, I'm going to do that. But even in the middle of that, the Lord heard, and the Lord had something for you all, because I have a friend. Me and this friend go back. We go back prior to social media. He got on that post and he encouraged his sisters. He encouraged his sisters in a way that I had never, ever seen, to the degree I knew it affected me. But the message was so powerful. There were other women, because what I learned about y'all don't comment. I'm not talking to you, TikTok. I'm talking to these folks over here. Y'all don't comment all the time, but y'all read everything. I'm talking about y'all. Y'all don't comment all the time, but you read everything. So people were saying, oh, I read this and I did so and so. But why didn't you comment? But you're reading, but you're just not commenting. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Yeah. So anyway, that's fine if you don't. That's fine. I'm really kind of kidding, but because I really don't care if you comment or not. I'm gonna still be on my assignment. Yeah, I'm gonna be on my assignment about what I need to do related to my community. So whether you respond or not, that's okay too. But man, when I tell you that this gentleman, he responded when I asked him the best thing about loving a black woman. He responded. So this morning, without further ado, I am going to allow you to see. My friend's name is Chris Eccles. Okay, Chris Eccles. And I'm going to allow you to listen to it. I asked him to read it. Well, he did one better for me. He recorded something so we could be able to listen to the words and hear what he said to edify African American women. Hey, Patricia. Hey, great morning, Apostle. That's my friend, Apostle Shimon Webster, powerful man of God, Tower of Prayer in Leeds, Alabama. Had an opportunity to visit this weekend. Life-changing in the midst of Pentecost is what we are. Life-changing. You looking for a church home? You looking for a church fire, evidence, baptized evidence, speaking in other tongues? That is your church. He's very encouraging and all of that great stuff. Please, 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 my friend Shimon Webster, I thank you, Apostle. I thank you, Pastor. We appreciate you. So I want to show what this friend of mine wrote and how he edified you all. I've got you on. Don't go anywhere, even if you need to just listen and put the phone down or do some other things. Let me kind of work it out. Let me work it out. I'm going to put on this image that he gave. Shimon. Oh. Love you, friend. Love you, friend. So I'm going to put this on. So bear with me a little bit. Y'all, I have to get these little technical stuff just right? I have to get this little technical stuff right. So I want you to bear with me, but goodness gracious. And this is the picture that he posted. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. Let me actually tell you what, friends. Let me go find his image on Facebook. How about that? Bear with me. I'm just about to play it. But again, one of the things that we talked about was just what do you love about an African American woman? Because see, I see all the crap that goes on social media. I see all the crap. And y'all, let me tell you something. You do know social media is not really a real place. We have created something on social media. I think it's great to be able to socialize. I think it's great to be able to, and here's his Facebook page right here, y'all. Here's his Facebook page. Here's the image that he used. I'm going to reduce it a little bit so you will see his name. I'm fully giving him the credit for this. Chris Eccles. I'm a journalist. I'm old school, so I believe in giving the credit. Hey, just talking my friends through, and you'll be able to hear too TikTok what my friend, the edification that he gave to all Black women. You know, you understand. It wasn't just Kisa. I share, and he here it is. It's called right here, to learn to love a Black woman. To learn to love a Black woman. I even like that because it implies that it's a process to learn to love a Black woman. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this picture up because I think the picture is beautiful, from the babies all the way up to the mature, sexy women, to the grandmothers and to the matriarchs. That just is a powerful representation right there. So you all are on. So I know that you are ready. So hold on, I'm getting ready to find it. I don't need background music, Fran. I don't need that. I don't need that. Okay, where did I upload? I'm trying to figure out where I uploaded my thing here. To learn to love a Black woman. Hold on, friends. Hold on. I'm going to find it. I uploaded all of this yesterday, and you know how technical difficulties try to hold you back. But listen, oh, here it is. Got it. Okay. Here we go. Thank you for your patience, y'all. You know, you get in times like this and you're just like, I had it. And you're looking and you're like, I had it. No coke. Pastor. Hey, Pastor, listen, I missed that today trying to mess with my technical difficulty. You see, the Lord had already provided. Y'all, I'm holding some cold. It's not coffee, but I actually made an oatmeal, peanut butter, banana with sprinkled with some cocoa, so some chocolate. It's a beverage, and it has some ice in there. I was actually stirring it, Pastor. This is it. This is it, Apostle. This is it right here. This is for you. The Lord did know that you were going to show up today. I normally never have a cold drink on like this. Hey, beautiful. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So here's what I need you all to do. I need you all to share. This is what I need you to do. Can you share this video out to be a blessing to someone else? He knew, Apostle, that you were going to be on here. This is my cold coffee. And I don't know if you can see. Let me show. I want to show this close up since he told me about it. You can see my ice in there. You can see the ice in there. So I've got my cold brew today. All right. So can you share out the broadcast? Because here we go. We're getting ready to for you to listen. I want you to listen. Get ready, TikTok. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. We're getting ready to listen. I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and go. We're not going to keep on waiting for people. People kind of sample in and sample out. I get how it goes because I know it's kind of a time where they're probably working too. So we're going to go ahead and I want you to listen. It's called To Love a Black Woman, and it's by my friend, Chris Eccles. Here we go. Hold on. I don't hear anything. Let's stop. I don't hear anything, friends. All right. Well, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Hold on one second. Let me see. He sent it to me yesterday. So you hold on one second. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Why do these technical issues think they can get the best of me? You know what? I don't know that I want to do it that way. I could play it, but my concern is, where does it stop? I feel like I'm having all these little doggone technical issues, and I had this taken care of yesterday. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. My only concern about playing it is if I play it and it doesn't want to stop. That's my only concern. Let me try it again. You know what? Here we go.
Experience with a black mother. And honestly, I could say more, but I do not need.
Copy to bring. Here we go. Here we go.
Already carries weight.
Here we go.
The first pastor I adored, the first person I remember learning wisdom from in a spiritual way, was also a black woman. My grandmothers, of which I was lucky to have 4 of them, were also full of wisdom, who grew up in times spanning sharecropping and Jim Crow. My 79-year-old aunt, who just recently transitioned, was sprayed by hoses in downtown Birmingham, Alabama, as she and my uncle, her brother, were protesting during the Children's Crusade in Birmingham, Alabama on May 2nd and 3rd, 1963. So when I speak about black women, I am not speaking from a distance. I'm speaking from memory, reverence, observation, and lived experience. There is an art exhibit in New Orleans titled, "God Snapped When She Made Water and a Black Woman." That may not be a declaration of faith for everybody, but something about it feels true. There is something sacred in the way black women have had to move through this world, not because suffering makes anyone holy, but because so many black women have remained deeply human in conditions that tried to deny their humanity. The best thing about loving a black woman is discovering that her strength is not the whole story. People praise black women for being strong all the time, but sometimes that praise becomes another burden. It can start to sound like, keep carrying everything, keep surviving, keep showing up, keep being the one everybody leans on. At some point, admiration can become another form of expectation. People start applauding the very thing they should be helping her rest from. To love a black woman well is not to admire how much she can endure. It is to create space where she does not always have to endure. It is to see the little girl in her who still wants tenderness. It is to see the woman in her who had to become more than she should have had to become. It is to recognize the beauty beneath the armor, beneath the survival, beneath the silence, beneath the I'm good. It is to understand that she is not just strong. She is soft. She is wise. She is layered. She is creative. She is sacred. She is often carrying stories that began long before her, yet she still finds ways to laugh, nurture, build, pray, dream, and love. If you are paying attention, loving a black woman teaches you the difference between strength and wholeness. Strength is often what the world forced her to develop. Wholeness is what love should help her remember. So no, the best thing is not that she can handle anything. The best thing is that she is still fully human after everything. Still capable of joy, still capable of softness, still capable of depth, still capable of love. And if you are blessed enough to love her, your job is not to use her strength. Your job is to honor her soul. I have also been sitting with a deeper thought experiment. Many spiritual traditions teach that we are spirits before we come to earth, and that in some mysterious way the soul chooses its own adventure before entering this life. Whether a person believes that literally or simply receives it as a spiritual metaphor, it raises a powerful question. Why would a soul choose to incarnate into the body of a black woman on earth? I do not ask that as an insult. I ask it with reverence. When you look honestly at history, society, medicine, marriage, work, faith, beauty standards, motherhood, sexuality, and survival, the black woman often stands at the crossing of many burdens at once. She carries race. She carries gender. She often carries family. She often carries culture. She often carries pain that other people benefit from, but do not see. From a human standpoint, it can look like one of the most challenging assignments a soul could take on. But from a spiritual lens, maybe that is part of why the question is so deep. Maybe a soul would choose that path not because suffering is good, and not because injustice should ever be excused, but because there is a kind of power, vision, and spiritual pressure in that experience that few other identities carry in the same way. Black women have often had to learn who they are beyond how the world treats them. They have had to find beauty where society tried to deny it. They have had to build homes, movements, churches, families, businesses, and cultures while being underprotected, underestimated, and overused. That does not make the burden fair. It does not mean society gets a pass. It means that if souls do choose their paths, then incarnating as a black woman may be one of the most intense classrooms on earth. A classroom of strength, a classroom of tenderness under pressure, a classroom of identity, a classroom of truth, a classroom of learning how to remain human in systems that have often failed to honor your full humanity. So maybe the deeper question is not only, why would a soul choose to be a black woman? Maybe the deeper question is, what kind of soul would be brave enough to do it? And what kind of world do we need to build so her life is no longer treated like an obstacle course, but as sacred ground? That is also why I do not like putting black women on pedestals in the shallow sense. Pedestals are dangerous places. Once you put someone on a pedestal, you can stop seeing the person and start seeing a symbol, a role, a fantasy, or a machine built to carry everybody else's weight. Once that happens, people stop allowing softness, exhaustion, confusion, grief, failure, and ordinary humanity. I do not worship people. I do not believe anyone is beyond criticism, growth, accountability, or healing. But I also cannot ignore what history keeps showing us. Whether society admits it or not, black women have often been the foundation beneath entire families, communities, churches, movements, and cultures. Not metaphorically, literally. How many households stayed alive because a black woman kept working while hurting? How many children survived because a black woman absorbed chaos and still showed up? How many men found stability because a black woman believed in them before they believed in themselves? How many traditions, recipes, prayers, songs, stories, and pieces of emotional wisdom were carried forward because black women refused to let them die? People say, strong black woman, so often now that they do not even hear the weight inside the phrase anymore. Strength sounds beautiful until you realize many black women never had the luxury of collapsing. That strength was often forced into existence by survival, and that is the contradiction I wrestle with. I do not want to romanticize suffering. I do not want to pretend black women are magical creatures designed to endure pain for everyone else's benefit. I do not want to add to the idea that they must always save the family, save the culture, save the church, save the children, save the man, save democracy, and save everybody else. That is too much for any soul to carry. But I also cannot ignore what they have carried. Again and again, when everything falls apart, there is often a black woman somewhere near the center, holding pieces together with bare hands while nobody notices the cost to her nervous system, her dreams, her body, or her peace. So when I speak about black women with reverence, it is not because I see them as flawless mystical beings sent here to rescue humanity. That kind of thinking becomes dehumanizing in its own way. I speak with reverence because history keeps showing that many of the things people call community, culture, survival, and even civilization itself have quietly rested on their shoulders while the depth of that burden often went unseen. A lot of civilization rests on the backs of women in general, but in America especially, black women have often been the hidden architecture holding entire realities together while receiving only fragments of the protection, softness, and reciprocity they deserved in return. That deserves more than cliches. That deserves reflection. And of course, this leads into the mental health conversation. People joke all the time about women being crazy. Truthfully, a lot of us are carrying emotional instability, anxiety, trauma responses, attachment wounds, depression, fear, loneliness, and nervous system exhaustion. We just package it differently depending on our personality, upbringing, gender, culture, and coping habits. Some people become controlling, some become avoidant, some become jealous, some become emotionally numb, some become people pleasers, some become hyper independent, some become addicted to attention, validation, work, sex, religion, substances, or chaos itself. And when I speak of attention and validation, I am also thinking about how many young women have been taught, directly or indirectly, that their bodies are the quickest way to be noticed. So much of the culture tells them that exposure is confidence, attention is love, desire is worth, and public approval is proof that they matter. But the body, as beautiful and powerful as it is still a vessel. It is the house the soul lives in. It is the temple where spirit grows, learns, heals, and becomes. When a person has not yet learned that, they may keep offering the body to the world, while the soul inside is still begging to be seen. That does not mean we should shame them. Shame only deepens the wound. It means we should understand that a lot of what looks like vanity, rebellion, or attention-seeking may actually be a deeper hunger for affirmation, tenderness, safety, and identity. Sometimes people are not trying to be seen because they think too highly of themselves. Sometimes they are trying to be seen because somewhere along the way they were never properly taught their own sacred worth. But beneath a lot of what we casually label as crazy is often a human mind trying to survive pressure. It was never designed to carry alone. Sometimes the brain is trying to protect itself from abandonment. Sometimes it is trying to make sense of rejection. Sometimes it is reacting to years of instability, betrayal, neglect, grief, poverty, racism, abuse, or emotional starvation. Sometimes it is simply exhausted from performing strength for too long. Society often rewards unhealthy coping habits as long as they look productive, attractive, religious, masculine, feminine, successful, or socially acceptable. A person can be deeply unwell and still look high functioning. That is why I try to be careful with the word crazy now. Once you sit with people long enough and hear their stories, you start to realize that many behaviors are not random at all. They are adaptations, survival patterns, protective systems, wounds looking for safety while pretending to be personalities. That does not excuse harmful behavior. Accountability still matters. Healing still matters. Self-awareness still matters. But understanding changes how you see people. Sometimes what we call crazy is simply a nervous system that has been trying to hold a human being together for far too long. And when I think about the mental health side of this, I also have to acknowledge something deeper. A lot of trauma does not start with the individual person. Some of it is inherited. Some of it is learned. Some of it is absorbed before a child even has language for what they are feeling. Black women in particular are often born into environments where they have already witnessed generations of survival before they fully understand the world. They grow up seeing mothers, grandmothers, aunties, cousins, sisters, and friends endure heartbreak, abandonment, financial pressure, betrayal, overwork, emotional neglect, violence, disrespect, and impossible expectations. And somehow, many of those same women still found ways to nurture children, hold families together, laugh, love, cook, create beauty, worship, comfort others, and keep moving forward. That does something to a young mind. It can teach resilience, but it can also teach hypervigilance. It can teach emotional suppression. It can teach survival before softness. It can teach a person to normalize pain because pain has always been present in the room. So when people casually dismiss certain behaviors as crazy, they may be looking at the accumulated weight of generations trying to survive conditions that were never healthy to begin with. Again, that does not erase personal responsibility. But compassion matters too. Many people are not starting life from a place of emotional safety and peace. They are starting from inherited survival mode, while trying to function in a society that often rewards performance more than healing. To learn to love a Black woman, then, is to learn how to see her without reducing her. It is to honor her without turning her into an idol. It is to recognize her strength without feeding off it. It is to appreciate her beauty without ignoring her burden. It is to listen for the story beneath the silence. It is to make room for her softness without making her beg for it. Because the goal is not to prove that Black women are stronger than everybody else. The goal is to help build a world where they no longer have to be just a strong Black woman.
So we say to you, Black women, TikTok, I hope you were able to hear that this morning. So we say to you that we see you. What that said to me was that we see you. I did that to say to my sisters, this is no knock against any other race, but we understand that there are particular issues that affect our community. So what we are saying is that, sisters, we see you. What Kisa is saying as your sister is, I'm saying that I see you. I intricately understand the burden that you carry. Let me just talk to you for just a minute. I understand the burden that you carry. Yeah. I understand the drama and I understand the trauma that you experienced. I understand that you were molested by that family member and you couldn't tell anybody. I understand that you may have even been taken advantage of horribly, violently as a child. I understand that. Sorry, y'all, grabbing something. And I want you to know that God sees that. And none of that has gone wasted. You're free to heal. I understand that that gentleman left you. Thank you, Jermaine, for your encouragement. We see you, Black women. We have a gentleman, my friend Jermaine. He wants you to know that he sees you. He is saying to you, goddesses, I see you. The purpose of this channel, the purpose of me being on here at this time in the morning, I started off with something very specific to show you how to date, to talk about dating, and not show you how to date, but let's just have a conversation around it. But today, the message is, we see you. We see you, Black woman. We see you. And let me say, as your sister, let me say thank you for holding it together. You may not have done it perfectly. Thank you to my brother Chris Eccles who gave that to us this morning. Thank you to you for sharing that, because that spawned something else. I didn't get a lot. Thank you, Jermaine, for being on here and helping me facilitate this time and sharing those healing words. Sisters, we see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. And I thank you. I see you. And I thank you. I know the burden that you carry. I know the burden that you carry. Sometimes you had to be the person who was the second mother. Sometimes you had to carry, sometimes you had to do some things that no child should have ever had to do. And you carried that. And I just believe that the Spirit of God is saying to you today, you can release that now. You can let it go. You can let that weight go. You don't have to keep carrying it. You can let that weight go. You can let it go, Queen. You are enough. S-Dub, thank you. You've got another brother on here who's edifying you. So for those of you who this morning who tuned in, this is not unusual. It's not unusual. I didn't start off in this arena, but I'm gonna go because this is where the Spirit of the Lord wants me to go. You are seen, sisters. You are loved. And you are affirmed. No, you didn't do it right. No, you didn't always put you didn't always have the best. You didn't always put your children in the best situation. You didn't always make the best decision. You didn't always make the best decision. You thought he loved you. And so as thinking he loved you, you do some things thinking that a gentleman loved you. And you end up in a momentary decision. You end up with a lifetime of responsibility based on that one decision, thinking that they loved you. This isn't a criticism to the guys, because you had a choice in most instances. For those of you who didn't, I am empathetic to that too. Some of you may have been taken advantage of and may not have had a choice, and you couldn't tell anybody. You couldn't tell anybody because your parents may have dismissed you, called you crazy. You didn't want to start any mess. You know how that goes in our families. Excuse me, y'all. Just trying to wipe my nose. You know how that goes in our family. Sometimes the parent may not have even cared. As your sister, I am saying to you, I am sorry that you had to endure. I'm sorry you had to endure that. I'm sorry for those of you who were abused, who were mishandled, who were neglected, who were minimized, who were criticized. I'm sorry that you had to endure that. I'm a coach, so I can't let you stay there. I'm just going to say, being there, we're acknowledging the weight of that moment right now, okay? We're acknowledging the weight of that moment. And I believe that who's supposed to be here is supposed to be here. Some may end up tuning in a little bit later, but we acknowledge the weight of the moment. I'm not going to leave you out there by yourself. Yeah, we're going to just sit with that moment. It's heavy. Now, let's not stay there. It's heavy, feeling all of that emotion. You're here. You don't have to stay there. We can move forward. Okay. And that's all I want to tell you. You can move forward. If you need to talk to somebody, you need to pull over and have a conversation. I'm here. It's what I do. It's what I do. Need a clarity session? You're stuck. You need to move forward. You all know how to message me. I could sit here and give you whatever. Let's chat. Let's have a talk. Let's see if you need coaching. Let's have a 20-minute conversation and see if you even need coaching. See if I can even help you. It may be that you need to talk to a therapist. It may be a little bit deeper than just moving forward. You may need to go back and see why you're still continuing to make the choices that you're making, why you cannot get over the pain, excuse me, of what happened. It may be a little bit deeper than that. And that's okay too. So I'm just sensing that this is where we close out today. Nothing deep, nothing heavy, but the moral of the story today, to my brothers and sisters, and particularly to my sisters today. Thank you for my brothers who were on here this morning, who came and who edified and who encouraged and spoke life to us. Thank you, S-Dub. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you so much, Chris, for doing that. We receive all of that, and may the Lord return it 100-fold unto you in Jesus' name. May he return it 100-fold at the place that you need encouragement, at the place that you need edification, at the place that you need. May he return that 100-fold to you in Jesus' name. Because gentlemen and brothers, you have things too, and traumas too, that you have endured. Let us not understand that this is one-sided. Our men, community-wise, we have suffered trauma. Don't you know that to come over here and to be our ancestors dealing with slavery, don't you know that that's an historical trauma that many of us haven't gotten over yet, per se? Especially if you're not in a country that even wants to acknowledge that this is something that has happened. Come on now. Come on. 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 Historically, there's a historical trauma that we carry in our community. Men and women. Men and women. Guys, we see you too. I see you too. And it's okay to pull over. If you can't talk to her, you may have to pull over and go grab one of your guy friends and say, man, this just tough. Because you all have been traumatized too. Some of you grew up in the household with harsh mothers. Some of you grew up in the household with abusive fathers. Some of you grew up in the household with relatives who didn't have it together or who took advantage of you when you were younger, and people don't understand why you act the way you act or why you just can't settle with one woman when you were violated as a child, and that violation turned on something that was really evil and that was really demonic. It turned on that thing, and you can't tell anybody, but it's why a one woman can't satisfy you. It's why you just never you can't seem to be satisfied, because you're really at the root of it. You really don't trust, because you know you were violated by this adult. Maybe it was a man or a woman. Come on, somebody. If you could have been violated, gentlemen, by a man or a woman, there is no judgment here, because there are women who mess with other women, who violate their aunties, who violate their nieces. Yeah, they're aunties who violate their nieces. And so we're trying to figure out, why is there this epidemic? Well, sometimes stuff in brain surgery. No, you left them with her, and she is crazy. You left her, that baby with, you left him with him, and he was crazy. Uncle was crazy. Uncle was funny acting. Uncle had an issue. Uncle had a devil that needed to be cast out, and you shouldn't have been leaving. But the baby tried to tell you, and baby be trying to cry every time you leave the baby, every time you leave him, every time you leave her. But you're like, go on now. I gotta go to work, because you're trying to go and make $1 and still didn't have enough to put it together anyway. But you're gonna make that baby go, instead of stopping and listening to the Spirit of the Lord. Instead of stopping and saying, why is my baby crying like that? Because if it was somebody who really was taking care of my child, would they be crying like that? Would they, I mean, what is that? Sometimes these children are trying to tell you and you ignore it. I don't, yeah, I still love you. I still love you. I still love you. But if you have a sit, pay attention. Sometimes our children are enduring unnecessary trauma because we're not listening, we're not seeing. All we know is we out that door, and and then too, in particular this summer, and sometimes the parents, for those of you who have baby daddies and baby mamas, sometimes these baby mamas and baby daddies are foul. You know it. And ladies, while I'm here, stop upholding these abusive, mean-spirited men, enforcing your children around these mean-spirited parents. A lot of times you find that, I'm just speaking in particular on that one side this day. But even if you have children, and if you know that that lady is crazy, you know she's got issues, she smokes and she does all that. Listen, don't you dare make that child continue to go for long periods of time around that parent. Or maybe you need to be around that parent and supervise it. You're setting that child up for failure by you not being whole, and by you being stubborn and wanting to force the issue, and maybe even still be in love with that person. Sometimes women, especially, I don't know about men, but sometimes women will use that child to just stay in a man's life. Okay, I got this baby, so you can't go nowhere. I'm gonna just stay in your life for the rest of my life. I know you don't even want the child. I know you don't even care nothing about the child, but I'm gonna just force you to see him, because then I still get a chance to see you. I might get a chance to hop over in bed with you every now and then. Oh, that's real. Oh, that's real. Or we might be, just any little thing to hold on to you, because, sweetheart, you're not whole. Sweetheart, you're not whole. You got issues because somebody messed with you. So you still are not operating on 100 from that, but you won't get you any help. You won't pull aside and say, you know what, let me talk to somebody about my issues. You won't do that. No, you just keep enacting the cycle and keep laying down with people, thinking by laying down with people that you're going to correct the cycle and it's going to make you feel better temporarily. You keep drinking, you keep doing other substances to try to make you feel good in the moment, and none of it's going to make it feel good, because when it wears off, and whatever that effect wears off, you still are going to have to deal with the fact that you're broken and you're hurt because somebody hurt you. Whether they hurt your heart, crushed your heart, talking to you any kind of way, dogging you out as a child, because parents do that, or whether you were crushed because you were molested by somebody messed with you, one or the other, or some other stuff. Until you go to yourself and admit that, I need to get this together. I need to talk to somebody. Well, you just don't know. I got to work. I don't have, so and so. I don't have time to slow down. Time doesn't do. Oh, it does. You find a way. When you want to get with a man, you find a way. Yeah, I got to come that way with you, since you want to go there with me. When you want a man, you find a way. I don't know what it is with me at 53, because there was a time I would have never said this to you, and I'm gonna look straight at you and love you. And it's no lack of love. When you want a man, you find a way. When you want a woman, you find a way. But when it's time for you to get help and have a conversation with someone, let me give you a tip. For those who are in the Birmingham area, 211. 211. They have sources, they have counseling, they have free resources. I'm a coach. You need to talk? Give me a talk. Some of y'all, I mean, give me a call. Some of y'all, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. I don't have to know you, baby. I don't want anybody to know. Baby, all of us have been through something. All of us have been through some kind of trauma. All of us have had that relative that was absolutely crazy and that touch that tried to touch on you and didn't have any business doing that. This real talk. I don't know how to do it any other way. We all have had that relative who tried to touch on. Oh, you can't go around uncle. You always have that cousin. You can't go around him because he might try to touch on you. And the parents knew. If they were paying attention, if they didn't, shame on them. Some of them didn't. Some of them missed that. They didn't want to admit it. They still sent you over in there knowing that cousin, that uncle was going to touch on you. That auntie was going to touch on you because they had some issues. They had a devil that they were battling, and you got exposed to it. Honey, you're free from that. Sir, you're free from that. That's your past. I'm here. I'm here. You can message me. And not only am I here, I'm confidential. We need to get some healing flowing in our community and stop making excuses and stop the trauma from continuing to grow. I'm Kisa. I'm Coach K. You need to talk to me? Give me a call. Prayerfully, that was a blessing to you today to be affirmed, but I'm straight, no chaser with you all. Because it's time for our community to get right or get left behind. Particularly my single sisters, get right or get left behind. Life is moving, life is lifing. So you're going to keep on orbiting out there by yourself and making an excuse why there are no men. No greater tale that's been told. There are men. There are men. But sometimes you're repelling them by your attitude. A man is a discerner, sweetheart. He's a discerner. He can discern. That's God has given him that as a hunter. He discerns. So it goes out before he has a radar. As a hunter has a radar, and a hunter is very well aware of his environment. So a hunter already knows if there's trash over there, if there's junk over there. God has given him a strong sense of discernment. Most men will never really talk about it, or they won't really even say, and they may not even understand it to be so. But most men are strong discerners. That's how they know what woman is going to be a good mate for them. They're strong discerners. They are strong in that arena. Yes, we need some healing. They say hurt people, so we must start healing to move forward as a race of people. We do, both men and women. No shame in the game. No shame in the game. Thank you, S-Dub. No shame in the game, y'all. No shame. All of us. Pull over, and let's heal. All of us. If I have an issue today, I'm going to pull over and let's get some healing. I'm a divorcee. I had to pull over and get some healing. All right. I love y'all. I'm getting ready to get off. It's 8:30. I've been on here for almost an hour. So I'm going to move forward because I know that you all are doing some other things. So it's a little bit of a different case today. Hey, tomorrow I'm going to have some gentlemen. I'm going to have like a male female forum. We're going to bring our friend Drew Holden back, and we're going to ask some questions. So if you have some questions for guys, send them my way. And we're going to bring my friend KG back on as well, and we're going to have a little panel discussion, sort of a men versus women, live on air, 7:30 in the morning on Friday. We're going to close out the week with a bang. All right. I think that's always so funny to have a little love debate on air, but they really won't debate. They'll just be spouting some wisdom. So if you have any questions that you want to know about men or that you want Drew to handle, Mr. Drewski, let me know and I will share it with him. Okay. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a great day. And we look forward to it tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. TikTok, hold on, I'm coming to you. I'll see you later, Facebook. All right. Tomorrow morning at 7:30, we're going to have Drew back on. We're going to hear from our guys, okay? And also KG's coming back on too, and she's going to be on the panel with him.